Hello and welcome to Loki Studio today. And this is Craig, the developer of Loki Studio. So today we're going to be covering the local large LLM or large language model, generative AI, however you want to call it. Today, and because basically if you're in the free version, you're not going to have access to the built-in LLM, right? With all the convenience features of download this, click this button and download the model. You're not going to have that. Also, with the bring your own or third party stuff, you have a little bit more flexibility. You can download, the recommended and tried and tested models on for the different GPU specs. Like, DeepSeek is pretty, pretty extensive, and you probably don't want to use that. Um, Actually, where is it? Grimnar, like Gemma, like 2 billion is probably one of the smallest, lightest weight for doing this, and it's the fastest. So you can really have like a small GPU for this. But what the bring your own stuff is, if I go to the website, there's Ollama, which is basically you can install Ollama to your computer, download, boom, and you go into here and you just pick all the different models that you may want to try, and there's a lot. So you have full, complete control over a local model for your stuff. There's also LM Studio, which is not, something I don't really use very often because it's not as cool. It's not as easy, like, especially with Ollama. You just basically click, boom, done, and it's downloaded. Right. Well, it's going to take a little bit because they're several gigabytes in size. Some up like this one's 20 gigabytes in size. And then where is it? LM Studio. Here it is, and here's Ollama, right? So these guys run in the background. LM Studio, you have to manually start with your computer. Ollama just exists, and once you have it installed and the model downloaded, you can use it by yourself with no issues. It's just transparent within Loki Studio. It's the best way to go. You don't have to manually start a process because it loads on startup of your computer and done. And you just basically hit refresh. Look at that, boom. And I have Nemotron, which is actually doesn't work quite well because I don't have enough. You need a pretty powerful GPU, and that's not me. Quen, I have several models already, and it automatically downloads what you got. LM Studio, same thing, right? Let's see if this actually, yeah, here we go. I got 5 models for LM Studio. Min Max, M2, blah, 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 Whisper, and all the other stuff, right? So that basically is in a nutshell of like the different models that we have. You can also use OpenAI, ChatGPT for like 4 or 3.5. I may add 5.0 like later on for a model. You just basically add your API key from here and select which model you want to use, and it's one of the faster ones, especially with like Claude and everything. These are the fastest ones. You can have some ancient computer as long as it can get on the internet, right? So you don't need a super powerful computer, but also to access the OpenAI, Claude, and ChatGPT, you also need to actually have bought the pro license of Loki Studio. And yes, you're paying, these cost money. These 2 are free. So if you're paying money for these 3, you can buy Loki Studio. It's a one-time $75 right now for fee. It will be going up to $99 in the near future, around March, after the initial launch window, building up an audience and then raising the price. Yeah, essentially, if you're paying for these, you can buy the pro license. These 2 are free. All right. But I'm assuming also that you probably have a pretty powerful computer, as it is like at least a 30 series NVIDIA card, which should be able to run most of these models anyways. But we're gonna we'll let that one pass. We'll let that slide. And then basically for bring your own model, for the built-in stuff, it's a pro license as well. Well, why? Well, because like there's a lot of work that went into this. It's very white gloved and everything, and it will definitely help you with your workflow. And then when we move on to the transcription models in the next section, because we still have a lot to cover in this, we'll be working on that as well. And so essentially, there's a lot of power involved in Loki Studio that's behind the scenes, and a lot of work went into building this application. So you can help support the further future development by buying a one-time license that will at least last until 2030. Right, so that's 4 years basically of updates that you're going to get. And then version 2 is slated for around a 2030 release as well. So you're going to get, I mean, you basically buy once. You're not buying a yearly license. You're not buying all this stuff. You're not spending extra money. There's no hidden cost. It's all free. It's all local. There's no, I mean, just, it's you're going to have SaaS burnout, and it's one application that does everything for you. Right there, I mean, it's awesome. It's amazing. I use it every day now for my workflows, and that's when the developer uses their own program constantly for stuff. It says a lot to me. And like, but anyways, I'm getting a little metaphysical here. But we're at 6-minute mark, and basically I'm done with this video. So like, subscribe, and drop some comments. Anyways, have a great one. Bye.